Welcome back to our next segment, buyer agency. Buyer agency is a contract, and I can only speak for Wisconsin, but it's a contract between the buyer and the agent's brokerage. In my case, it'd be Coldwell Banker Residential. Every state's different. Some states have buyer agency. I don't know that all do. I can only go by Wisconsin. What buyer agency does is it allows the agent to work on behalf of the buyer, to look at everything in the buyer's best interest. Otherwise, when we don't have buyer agency, we all work as what we call a co-broke for the seller. We all are looking for the seller's best interest. So with buyer agency, we can advise the buyer as to whether we think it's a good purchase, as to what we think the purchase price should be, as what we think, they will have to do for resale down the road. Is this a good price if you have to sell it in a year? Will you be able to resell it? Does this house really fit your family? You know, what are some things you have to look at down the road that you think you may have to do? Will it fit your budget? You know, especially when we get into things like as-is houses. You know, many buyers don't think about all these things that need to be done once it's as-is. Well, as-is, you can ask a seller to do something and fix something, but they don't necessarily do it. So as-is, as agents, if we work for the buyer, we can say, well, look at that as-is. Do you have the money to fix that as-is? You know, it's one thing to have a mortgage to be able to afford the house, but where do the dollars come later down the road to fix the as-is portion of the purchase? And that's where buyer agency really, really pays off. Now, and again, buyer agency, at least my buyers, it doesn't cost you anything. It just lets me, as the agent, represent your best interest and my thoughts as to whether or not this home fits what you told me you need. And watching you and your family and what you're looking for, is this the home for you? So buyer agency is always, always in the best interest of the buyer, because you want the agent you're working with to put your best interest first. So again, do me a favor, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let Kraus find your perfect house.